Always fun to talk to the head coach of the Nelson County Governors, Mr. Teron Watson. If I asked you right now, how has this season been going? What would you say?
It's been going well. I mean, we're sitting at 9-2, 5-0 on the Dogwood District. So we're on a 4-game winning streak. So we're rolling right now. And it's been good so far. Minus 2 games, it's been good so far.
How big is the game against Gretna, other than the fact of it's the next game? But how big is that one?
I mean, it's a big game. Gretna and us, we were, in that title game last year. And it's kind of the same boat this year. Along with Dan River, but it's a big game, and obviously, it's not only representing Dogwood, but also the 2C region, which is really stacked right now. So, it's a huge game for us.
Did you know that the region would be this stacked before the season started?
I kind of had an idea. I thought, the first 5 or 6 would be stacked. I know, I got to see Martinsville over the summer and the fall, and I knew there were going to be some good changes going on. Floyd obviously has been the traditional powerhouse in the 2C. Um, I know we were going to be pretty solid. Liberty's been a little bit of a shock, but they've been playing really well and kind of catching everyone off guard.
The real weird thing is everybody, I think, was rejoicing when John Marshall, when their coach moved from 2 to 3A. But
Yeah,
it's still like 2 is really, really tough because,
yeah,
like you mentioned, I mean, just in the region that you guys are in, I would say it's a slaughterhouse from top to bottom.
yeah. I think obviously we're the toughest region, top to bottom. From venturing out, Region D, they're not a cakewalk either. You got Graham, Central, Lebanon, that's starting off pretty slow. Watched them play a few times, man, and they look like they didn't miss a beat. And John Marshall, Thomas Jefferson, I've had the opportunity to watch them some. Looking at John Marshall, they have a kid that can just flat out score, transfer from Paul to six. Um, so they make a run in their region as well. And then obviously Region 2B is going to be pretty solid with not Fort Defiance, but Central Woodstock. I think Fort Defiance is one of the teams that's pretty solid in that region as well.
Final thing, if I asked you, what do you tell your team? Because right now, I don't want to say you've got to win out, but you've got to keep winning, especially when you don't have the luxury of playing threes and fours like Liberty or so forth and so on. What's your message to your team before each game?
And just taking one game at a time, but keep stacking wins. The goal is to be playing our best basketball in February and March. So that's one of our biggest goals, and just to remain hungry and at the end of the day, whatever the outcome is, whether we have to go on the road or whether we're hosting a home game in the region, seedings don't matter. We just got to go out and play our best basketball.